So for your project that you're going to be doing in basic design, or the next project that you're going to be doing, I guess our first distance learning project is going to be called an autobiographical still life. And what you're going to do is you're going to choose 3 to 5 items from your house that represent either your interests or your personality or both. And then you're going to take those 3 to 5 objects, you're going to build a still life, your own still life out of them, and then you're going to draw and shade those objects from life. So some people, what they like to do is they like to take their objects and just set them up on the table and just draw them as realistically as they can, exactly as they see them. And if you want to do that, that's fine. That's like this example right here. It's really important that when you choose your items, you try to think of the size of the item, the shape of the item, the value or the color of the item, the texture of the item. You want to try and have some items that show variety in them. But I think the most important thing is that your items show us a glimpse of who you are as a person. This does not work well if you just pick the first 4 random things that you can find and slap them together. So the rule is that you need to have at least 3 to 5 objects. If you want to change the size of objects, if you want to make something drastically bigger than it is in real life or drastically smaller, you're fine to do that. So in this example, they changed the size of the cowboy hat. In reality, it would have just went straight over the top of Mr. Potato Head. They had just got their license and they were on the softball team. So we definitely get a good glimpse into who they are when we look at their drawing. So as long as, again, the rule is you have to have 3 to 5 items that are drawn and shaded from life. As long as you have that, you can incorporate other photographs or you can incorporate your imagination. So in this example, they have the jar and the brushes, they have the sketchbook, they have the cross, and they have the CDs, which were all drawn and shaded from life. And then they added in from a photograph the Statue of Liberty and Big Ben. So it's okay to incorporate photographs or other visuals or your imagination as long as you stick to that rule of having at least 3 to 5 real objects that you draw and shade from life. And then this is this is a good example of a student that's using their creativity. So they met the criteria. They had 3 objects. They had the Buddha, they had the pearl necklace, they had the soap dish, and they had this kind of red lobster toy. But then they also used their imagination, they used photographs, and they combined all of that together in this really artistic representation of who they are as a person, showing their sense of humor by changing the instruments into lobsters. So when I grade this, I am going to be grading it based on 4 things. So the first is the composition and the design of your drawing. I want you to think about the placement of your objects on the page and try to create the most artistic design that you can. So not only how you choose to look at the objects, but how you place them, the design of how you place them onto your paper. Number 2 is your shading and values. So if it's a dark object, you're going to use dark values. If it's a light object, you're going to use light values. Try and make your shading as smooth as possible, smooth and realistic as possible. You're going to be graded on your textures. So if it's shiny and reflective, you're going to draw and shade it so that it looks shiny and reflective. If it's made of wood, you're going to try and make it look like it's made of wood. And then the last thing is your choice of objects in relationship to your personality. So when I look at your drawing, do I get a sense of who you are or what you're into by the objects that you chose and how you place them together? So turning in your work, what we're going to be doing for now is each day as you work on the drawing, I want you to take a picture of it with your phone and upload it to the Basic Design Google Classroom. And I think that's the way that I'm going to be taking attendance, and that's also the way that I'm going to be grading your artwork. If for some reason you do not have a phone and you're not able to do that, then reach out to me and we'll figure out a way that I can see your artwork to grade it. I hope you have fun with this, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.